Okay, day 3. So we're going to be using the Simigan, Elastic, Elk, and you'll see what I've already done is I've started the VM and I started my attack box. And the first thing, it walks you through how to filter on dates and how to type in things into the search bar and how to do some searching. So what I've done is skip to the bottom here. One thing to note is when it's walking you through the demonstration, it uses Warville. So it uses, this would be an index and Splunk, so that's how I'm going to refer to it as. But we want to skip to Frosty Pines Resorts index when we're using this, when we're actually trying to figure out the answers to the questions. And the reason is because they just used a Warville one for an example. So I spent way too much time in a Warville one trying to make all this stuff work. It doesn't work. But if you follow a lot of the same things here, and it'll work in Frosty Pines. So what they ask you to do here initially in the Frosty Pines is we are going to be looking at a very specific date range. We're going to be looking at does it tell us? Where does it say that? Okay, here it is. So we are going to be looking at Frosty Pines. We want to look at a specific, very specific date range. Not sure if it says what it is, what the date range is. Remember, that's Frosty Pines. Okay, so here we go. The October 3rd, 11:30 through October 3rd, 12. So that's what I've put in here. And we're also looking for people who are using shell.php. So we're going to put in message : shell.php here. And when we sort for that, we're going to get 13 different hits. And what we see is in media images room, somebody has put in this shell.php file. And since that file is there, they can use shell to screw with our website. So the first question is, what was the web shell uploaded to? So the web shell we can see right here is uploaded to media images rooms.shell. So we are going to take that and paste it in here to see if that is the correct answer. Yep, we got it. Okay, what IP address did this? So it's actually 2 IPs, but it looks like the malicious person who's sending stuff through the shell is actually coming from this IP address. So I think that's the one for us, because there's 2 IP addresses there, only one is malicious. Let's paste in the 34. That's it. What is the contents of flag.txt? Okay, so in order to do that, we've got to do what they've done up here and follow kind of the example of uploading a shell.php file and then accessing it. Okay, so in order to do that, we're going to go to the Frosty Pines website. Before you can go to the Frosty Pines website, you have got to edit your host file and add in Frosty Pines. And say you're going to add in this 10.10.163.95 and tab Frosty Pines. So the way that I did that was nano etc host, which is where that is, right? So I'm going to show you how to do that. Within the host files, you're going to put 10.10.163.95 tab Frosty Pines. Then you're going to Control X, and it didn't ask me to save because I didn't make any changes there, but it will ask you to save. So you're going to hit yes for yes, I do want to save this, and then it's going to say, do you want to change the file name? So you don't want to change the file name, you hit enter. All right, so we have what we need in there. We can go to Frosty Pines website. So I am going to go back and just go to the Frosty Pines website because I've already skipped ahead a little bit here. So here's what the Frosty Pines website looks like. And again, if this isn't working for you, it's because that host file part wasn't done right. So you're going to have to make the changes that it points out here. You can either do it with nano like I did, or put this echo stuff into your terminal, right? And remember, this IP is probably not going to be the same for you. It's going to be whatever your target box IP is. All right. So let's close this for now too. So here's the website, and we need to upload stuff. So we need to find a place to upload things. I don't see anything until we get to admin. I'm going to log out and show you how I got in the first place. So we're going to log in. We could sign in with Google, but we're not going to do that. Instead, we are going to look at the list of usernames and passwords that it gives us, right? So weak credentials, lots of folks are using this kind of stuff, right? So we are going to see if we can get in with that. So we're going to type in admin at domain name. So our domain name is frostypines.thm, and our password is admin. We're just using some of the credentials that it says that people use here. It looks like we got in. So let's go ahead and click on admin. Yep, we're signed in as admin account. And then we're going to click on admin here. And now we can do more stuff, right? So we can look at the rooms. I don't see a place to upload things, although we could edit one of these, possibly. But we're going to add a new room. So I'm going to add room 999. And I'm going to call it remote code execution, RCE, and we're going to browse. We don't have a shell file created, but in the instructions, it shows us how to do that. So I'm going to scroll up here until I can find the example that it gives us. Scrolling, I must have missed it. Okay, cover your eyes, we're going to scroll fast. It's right here. So we want to copy this chunk of code here, and this is going to be our RCE. So I hit copy here, go over here, make sure that that's copied, and then we're going to go back, go to our terminal, and we're going to use nano again, and I'm going to create this file on my desktop, which I don't think I'm on my desktop right now. I'm not. So I'm going to switch over to desktop, just so the file is easier to find, and now I'm going to create my file over here, nano, and I'm going to call it shell.php. That'll say, okay, you're going to create a new file. Cool. And then I'm going to click edit, paste. There's the code that we just grabbed from over here. And then we're going to hit Control X on our keyboard. Do you want to save this? Yes, I do. Do you want to change the file name? No, I don't. So I'm just going to hit enter. Okay, now, if we look at our desktop using ls, we can see that we now have shell.php. That's a file we just created. It's not here right now, so I'm going to hit cancel and then browse again. Still not showing, but that's because it's probably doing supported file types, which would be image files, because it thinks we're posting an image of a hotel room. We want all files. There's a Mozilla file, and then there's our shell file that we want to upload. So we're going to upload shell.php, and we're going to click add room. Okay, that worked. No picture, because we uploaded a PHP file instead of an actual image file. Cool. Okay. Now the question is, where did that go? So I'm going to open up the developer tools here. We're going to select network up here, and then I'm going to click on rooms again just to see where the images are, right? So I click on rooms, it loads this page again. I'm going to scroll up and a lot of stuff loaded. But here's like image6.jpg. Okay, where's image6.jpg? It is at media images rooms6.jpg. So if I go there and I type in media images rooms/6.jpg, there it is. Cool. Well, that's image 6, but what we want is shell.php that we just uploaded, right? So let's see if we can get there. Boom, there it is. Okay, so one of the questions is, let's scroll down to the questions again. The question that we haven't answered is, what's the contents of flag.txt? Okay, so we're on the system and we can pass commands to it, but what we need to know is, what are we working with? What is here? So let's look at our current directory and see what's in there using ls. Okay, so there's ls. We're going to click execute. Okay, so there's all the images. Cool, we expect to see those. There's our shell.php, but there's also a file called flag.txt here. So if I want to see the context of that file, I am going to type cat flag.txt, and that should, instead of showing me the list of files, it should show me the contents of that file. So there's the contents of the file. Boop, there. I'm going to copy that, and paste it right here and hit submit. That's the one. All right. Thanks. We did it. See you tomorrow.